Oh, that was yesterday.
September 10th, October 10th, 2017.
I didn't think it went up.
And now it's 6 days to Lego DC Supervillains. I am very happy. Next Tuesday it comes out, people. So I'm really looking forward to creating my character and playing the story. It's going to be fun. And I played WWE 2K19 came out. The 2K19 career mode is good. It's only 14 chapters to the story, though. After the 14 chapters, you just free roam. You defend your title or whatever. It doesn't go on. After the 14 chapters, they don't talk anymore. It's disappointing. It's not disappointing, but it is sad. I think in a way, it would have been a lot better if you continued on like the old story modes, like go on for a long time and go on to the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't even think you're able to do that. Like in 2K15, was it 2K16? Well, I've never beat it, but 2K16, you were able to go on to the WWE Hall of Fame and become somebody. So, and you were announced by Triple H going into the WWE Hall of Fame, something that you can't do in this one, I don't think. So, what somebody said yesterday on YouTube, this game is good, but it is disappointing in some ways. And as for those little circles you have now on your energy and everything, I think they're cool. But I tell you the truth, I'd rather have the easy thing, just like 2K17 was with career mode, because at least you don't know how far you went in that one. And I think you did go into the WWE Hall of Fame eventually. So, but in this one, I don't know if you do.
Your chair is so perfect to do that.
As you continue more and more, I don't know. But all I can say is the game is good otherwise, the graphic-wise and everything. And I haven't played Universe mode, but I know that's supposed to be good. And I like the Showcase mode with Daniel Bryan. But career mode, I don't know if I'm going to continue. I'm not even up to 14 chapters yet, but I don't know if I'm going to continue, because really, what's the sense after you beat the story? It's just so stupid. It's pathetic. You don't succeed after that. So what else you do? You just to defend your title and that's it? Or do you able to get more titles? I don't know. I don't know. But otherwise, the game is good. I give it a 9 out of 10. Not a 10 out of 10. A 9 out of 10 for that part. Because the career mode is good in the beginning, but when you get to 14 chapters, it's not the same anymore. So,
something like that.
That's that. As for my Lego DC Supervillains, that's coming out soon, very soon. So I'm really happy. I cannot wait till next Tuesday. So I will keep you informed of how that game is, and how I like it and how fun it is. Plus the DLCs that come out for it and everything else. But 2K19 is good, but I give it a 9 out of 10. Hopefully next year, maybe career mode will be still better, like with talking, but go on more. Have it talking through a whole career, like going to the WWE Hall of Fame and stuff like that, That's what people want. I mean, yeah, you did good this year with the talking and everything, but bring back WWE Hall of Fame and go, do that, continue on and keep going until you go into the WWE Hall of Fame. And also do a woman's career mode too. Have a career mode, my career mode with man and woman. You can pick a man or a woman. That's a disappointment too. With all this year that, like they said, with the women's Royal Rumble and this year's Evolution, they didn't even put a women's career mode in it still. And that's what people are waiting for. So in a way, that's why I give it a 9 out of 10. Because there's a lot of improvements. And what somebody said, maybe it's true. Maybe take a year off. Don't do a WWE 2K 2020 yet. 2K19, 2K20 or whatever. Wait a year. And then go on to 2K 2021 or whatever, So until my next documentary, this is Michael saying goodbye, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Yay! That was an awesome video, people. Pomskam siam skonya barastorosta.
What is that language?
Don't know. The setup.
You like the fight game, Phelps? I did a little boxing in the Marines. I found it a pretty humbling experience.
Fix you a sandwich, buddy. Corned beef and egg salad, 12 cents. Bologna and ham and
Corned
cheese,
beef and egg
10.
salad, 12 cents.
It's strictly a mug's game. You'll like this fight, though. A plucky limey's about to take a beating from an up-and-coming Negro. You sound pretty sure about the result. I ought to be. I got $50 on the black kid. Let's get a ringside seat. Son of a bitch, Hammond made a run for his dressing room. Let's find out what's going on.
God damn you, Albert! You get out here right now!
Step back! LAPD! What's going on?
That son of a bitch Hammond has jammed the door.
And who are you?
Carlo Arcaro, I'm his manager.
I'm his trainer.
Interesting attitude to have towards a victorious athlete.
Victorious? We had an arrangement. We had a goddamn arrangement!
That limey bastard was paid to take a nap. He reneged. And you were out of pocket? Damn
He
right.
reneged.
Me and a couple hundred other people. Stand aside. He squeezed out the window. I'll put an APB out on him.
Why would we do that? He won the fight fair and square.
To prevent him from getting clipped. He was paid to flop. There was big money riding on this
So are we
fight.
here because you lost money?
He was paid to
Or because we're
flop.
investigating a prize-fighting racket.
Very funny. Look around and see what you can find.
Yeah, no problem.
Which is Hammond's locker?
Over by the pinboard, second from the end.
There's a phone number we can run by R&I. Plus a bunch of names and odds. You're not the only one who likes a flutter, Roy.
Make them feel abandoned.
You better find that cocksucker and you bring him to me.
I feel bad too, Mickey. He guaranteed me he would take the flop.
I guarantee that you will be fish food if you don't bring me... Roy, you're out of pocket too?
Mickey? Seems that way.
Don't worry about it. My boys are out looking for him.
Well, you'd better call them off. This is a police matter now. If anything happens to Hammond, I'll testify that you made threats against him.
Who's the Greyhound? He's a frisky one, isn't he?
Cole Phelps? Mickey Cohen.
Cohen.
I know who he is, Roy. I, met his
I'm gonna
brother.
get up in this chair and put the light on and go downstairs.
Never push your cat off the counter.
I think you had the mixture.
Okay, now to call on the phone.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
47. Can I help, Detective?
I need an address for the following phone number. AL345.
The address for the phone number is the Hotel El Mar, 6294 Leland Way, Hollywood.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
You know the place?
Nice. Oops.
House.
Oops.
Quarter a night, no questions asked.
Oops. Have them spayed or neutered before they're 5 months old. Kikamos, takaniki, niki, niki.
Where's Nicky, Nicky, Nicky? Nicky, Nicky, Nicky.
You seem to have a pretty cozy relationship with Cohen and Stompanato.
Do I note a hint of reprimand in your tone, Detective? Talking to gangsters comes with the turf. You should try out Mickey's place. He's got a haberdasher's up on Sunset. See if he can get you out of those old man's clothes that you slink around in.
It's a front for his illegal activities.
It is that, but he does carry some very sharp suits.
If it's okay with you, I'll stick with Brooks Brothers.
Okay, search the room. Room 207.
Yeah, what do you want?
LAPD.
D.
We're making inquiries into the whereabouts of an Albert Hammond.
No one here by that name.
You sure?
Yeah,
Sure, I'm sure.
sure.
This isn't the sort of place where people use their real names.
Names.
Take a look at the register if you don't believe me.
I mean,
Wow, that looks like a beauty.
Okay, so look for prominent Tommies. That should narrow it down.
Olive oil comes from olive.
Winston Churchill.
Churchill.
A very patriotic Englishman is staying in room 207.
207.
The old bulldog. Even at a flop house, Adley can't get out from his shadow.
Used to be indecisive.
Door's unlocked. Looks like he's had a broad up here.
He must be heading home. You know, I hope he makes it.
That crooked son of a bitch? No chance.
Oh, okay. Here.
Looks like Albert has been doing some homework. 11 grand would be a nice little nest egg.
Okay. Over here first.
I guess
Movie
a fighter
ticket.
has plenty of time on his hands between bouts. Does Albert have somebody special? I didn't see anyone in his corner at the fight.
Insta-heat. Adrian Black's product of choice. Seems like a lifetime ago.
Candy has expensive taste. Albert has his work cut out for him.
Who's Candy?
Candy Edwards, the lady who filled out this coupon.
All right, let's go after his girl. See if that gets us any closer.
God damn!
All right, let's go after his girl.
Kids are
See if
so
that gets us any
wobbly.
closer.
That's the guy. I heard he's an honest cop.
Oops, wrong one again.
Chair just fell. Chair just broke.
What are you talking about?
It broke.
Did not.
Hammond is over the hill. He's a punching bag for the up-and-comers. Should know his goddamn place.
I think he knows. I think he worked out the place isn't L.A.
He's punchy. His brain's going to mush. Winston Churchill? Give me a break.
Churchill is a fighter, Roy. Hammond didn't just scribble down the first name he could think of.
So, you boxed in the Marines?
We all did. Standard training.
I can't imagine you ever played dirty.
We need to know which room is Candy's.
That's the guy from the paper.
LAPD, ma'am. We're looking for Candy Edwards.
Apartment 7. You take the outside stairs by the parking lot and turn left at the top. You friends of the Italian guy?
Italian guy?
Yeah. Sleazy type? Gave his name as Carlo. I didn't like the look of him, but Candy has some funny friends.
Thanks.
This Candy broad must be as sweet as she sounds. All these gentlemen callers.
Give it up, bitch.
Sounds like we're missing.
Like hitting women, do you?
We had a...
This isn't gonna end well for you, friend. Out cold, but breathing. Give her a minute, take a look around.
Carlo here seems to have the same friends as Hammond.
Welcome
What
to
are the
my
odds on
stream,
them all
person.
being bookmakers?
Hey, Michael, don't you want to come over and check this chair?
Nasty weapon.
All the Italians carry them. A real man uses his fists or a gun.
Scania sails from New York.
New York.
Single ticket. One way.
Hey.
I Guess there isn't a lot for Albert in Ohio. Take a seat, Miss Edwards. We have some questions for you to answer.
Look, I haven't done anything wrong.
Ever? I find that pretty hard to believe.
Can you answer some questions now, Miss Edwards?
Sure, I've had worse. I'll shake it off.
All right. Whereabouts of Hammond?
We're trying to track down Albert Hammond. We have reason to believe he might be in danger. You know where he is?
No, I don't. I'm over Albert. I haven't seen him.
Uh-huh.
You're lying, Candy. You were in his hotel room. He came back after the fight and you weren't there. What happened?
You can't prove that I was in the room.
Oh, no? Really? I think I can.
How do you think we found you, Candy? You wrote your name and address on a coupon.
Look,
You always
Albert was supposed to take a fall.
asleep in front
We
of
were all
the
supposed to
computer
make a little money out of
and
it.
the lights
But
on.
Albert got too goddamn stubborn. Said his pride was all he had left. So I told him, shove it. Let's see his pride keep him warm at night.
So you walked out before the fight?
Yes, I did. What's the problem? I didn't take anything.
All right. Listed of odds.
Do the names Harry, Mervyn, or Ray mean anything to you?
Could be anybody. How the hell would I know?
Another lie.
They're bookmakers, aren't they? Tell me the truth.
How the hell would I know?
Oh, gee, I don't know. Let's see.
Albert wrote his winnings down on a notepad in the hotel room. We found the odds in his locker. Who has the betting slips?
That son of a bitch, Albert. Everyone thought he was dumb, including me. But he beat them all.
All right. Let's leave town.
You're leaving town, Miss Edwards?
Yes, I'm going straight home.
Mm-hmm.
Albert is going home by boat as soon as he collects his winnings. I know you're going to meet him.
Albert is going to collect nothing. He'll be lucky if he can get out of town in one piece.
How will you fare any better? They already believe you're in on it.
Hell, I know you're in on it.
You can think what you want, Buster. I'll take my chances. I got a few errands to run, and then I say adios to this dump.
Mm-hmm. Sure you will.
Do you want to press charges against Arcaro?
Just get him out of here. That's all I want.
Get out, Carlo, you hump.
Hump.
And get rid of that pig sticker. You ever pull that thing on me, I'll shoot you like a dog.
That bitch knows where Hammond is. She knows where my money's gone.
My money too, tough guy. I'll handle this.
Okay, next one is location terrified looker. Okay, we gotta follow her first.
Good luck, Miss Edwards. I hope things
Mikey,
work
you
out.
want to put the light on, Cindy, so I can go downstairs?
Bad people
At
are
least I
looking to
could
hurt
try.
Candy, and yet she's not heading straight for the train station? I smell a payoff.
Mm-hmm.
I say stake her out. See where she goes.
Yep. I say so myself.
Tail is broad. Don't let her get away, but don't get spotted. I'll bring
Yeah,
up
I
the car
won't.
behind you.
Don't worry.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Rape. And when we get all the information from them, something like it, all I'm trying to get you to understand
Listen,
is
this kid opened the
when
door,
we're
put
talking
the
about
light
what
on, and
someone
walked
did and what they're
downstairs.
charged with, we have to say what it actually was, not what we think it was.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Where did we get those owls?
I don't know, I think Pennsylvania.
I think in that store in Canadensis.
I think so.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Oh, Michael, you're going to get a 2.8% raise in January.
What's that mean?
Social Security or SSI.
Move in.
Oh, what is that?
Risk losing the trail.
$15 more a month. So you'll be getting $5.59.
Well,
Isn't that good?
Better than what you got. $15 more. Wow, whoopee. Or at least it's 2.8%. You wouldn't get that if Trump was in office. I mean, if Obama was in office.
you mean shitbird?
Too
Yeah.
much slack. Gotta get closer. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail. Too much slack. Gotta get closer. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Yeah, right.
Too much slack.
There's a bunch
Get
of
closer.
shit.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Not long after, police start firing buckshot and tear gas. One student is killed, and an estimated 128 people are admitted to local hospitals. Reagan declares a state of emergency. Sends in the National Guard. He was attempting to crack down on student protesters. You know, depending on your political point of view, he was either successful in doing so, or he was authoritarian. Those people told you for days in advance that if the university sought to go ahead with that construction, they would
Bookmakers?
physically destroy the university.
Yes.
Surprise, surprise.
That's right. But the university
That's one way.
See him? A blonde woman just came in here.
She went out the back way. Said she was being watched.
How much did she collect?
$3,600. She cleaned me out.
On the Hammond Kid Galahad fight?
You got it. I'm not complaining. We all made a lot of money on that one. Huge plunge on Galahad, and then Hammond knocks the bum out.
What?
So she collected the money and went out through the back door?
Nope.
Yep.
She made a phone call over there, wrote something on a notepad,
And
and
then
then
took
left.
off. Thanks.
What are you doing? An old intelligence trick from the Marines.
You know what you're looking at?
We know where she's headed. Let's get moving.
I know, certainly don't.
No, you don't.
Okay. Now the drugstore next. Examine drugstore.
You think I can get up in this chair and go to the door?
Further to your request, Loco Fraud has 3 known bookmakers operating out of storefronts in the Hollywood area. Thrifty Liquors,
What is it?
106 Santa Monica, the Examiner Drugstore,
Really?
and
I already
Max
make a
Spirits
tuna
at
fish
60
casserole.
North Cherokee. KGPL.
Okay, never heard of it.
Let's see what it is.
Hammond backed himself to win.
And Candy is picking up the winnings. Smart play.
Question is Candy collecting on Albert's behalf, or is she cheating him too?
My head just fell off.
What?
My head just fell off because you still had the light on.
Your head fell off?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh, dude, he's staring at the light.
Oh my God!
Holy crap.
What do you staring at the light?
Oh, help me now! Oh God!
I think you're ready for the funny folks.
Yeah, I think so. With all the pretty birds and. Oh my God!
LAPD.
Relax, Cole. You just have a blonde in here, Mervyn.
But she said the hands fell off, then her legs fell off.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Are you dead? Okay. Okay, if you're dead, how are you breathing then? Oh, somebody, please, somebody shoot me now.
The toy you got on the bed over there. What do you do when Gary comes here?
What about me? What about when Gary comes here? That's not till February.
What do you do with your toys? Where you
What
put them?
toys?
Those animals. What do you do with them when Gary comes? Where do you hide them?
I don't hide him. He puts them on the floor.
Ay.
Yellow Cab. We need to get after her, fast.
Oh my God.
Operator, message for KGPL.
KBGL.
Putting you
Put it through now.
Can you connect me to the Yellow Cab Company, Hollywood 2187, please? This is Detective Phelps, LAPD. You dispatched a cab to 1487 Ivar Avenue, Hollywood.
Yes, sir. Send one round from the pool.
And I got my
Do you have the
right
number of
hand
that
on my
cab?
left thigh and it's coming off.
Thanks.
Coming on.
There's nothing here.
We're done playing around. Get Mervyn to give us an address on Ray's place.
You have any idea who Ray is?
Sugar Ray.
Ray.
Not now, Mervyn. Cole doesn't have much of a sense of humor at the best of times.
Ray runs a shop up on North Cherokee Avenue, just south of Hollywood Boulevard.
Thanks. Okay. Ray's bookmarkers, I think. Yep.
You know, as a kid, when I tried to read
This
about
broad's
the
planning
book,
on cleaning out every
about those guys,
bookmaker in
I
town.
couldn't see
Hammond
it.
needed to make sure he was getting a bigger payday than if he'd taken the flop.
Never trust the Limeys, especially where a fight's concerned. A mistake we can't seem to stop making.
All units in the vicinity and any central unit. Citizen reports of 415 at 7th and Central. Unit to handle code 2, identified.
And next one is Bus Depot. That's where he's taking her.
That's the cab waiting up ahead. She's not in the car. Don't get too close.
She must be inside.
We're on the move again, Cole. After her. Don't lose that cab.
How many stops is she gonna make? Hammond is full of himself. Being this sure he was gonna win.
You should be down at the bottom of the stairs, Robert, so you can help me down.
Can you quit driving like a jackass already?
Shut up, idiot.
That bitch is giving me what I'm owed. That's all I know.
Now would be a bad time to forget how to drive. Pull over. He's heading inside. I think I just saw Hammond. I'll tail him. You get in there and stay with Candy. Make sure you don't let her see you.
My wife is so dumb, she stares at orange juice for hours. Well, it does say concentrate in the carton.
Olive oil comes from olives. Where does baby oil come from? That's the guy. I heard he's an honest cop. Now that's an oxymoron for you.
See him? Suspect.
Call an ambulance.
Hammond got away.
Just try and sit still, Candy. Who shot you? Was it Albert?
Dead.
They're on the way.
Too late.
I have a patrolman searching the depot. The chief's putting together a manhunt for Hammond. He got the money, right?
Looks like it.
A tough bird, our limey friend. Using his girlfriend as the bag woman and then getting greedy over the split? He won't make it out of town.
That's how you see it?
I told you that cocksucker was a crook.
.32 caliber. One shot fired. Egyptian theater.
So, what now?
The theater, I guess. We don't have much else to go on.
Who is that?
Poor girl. She didn't deserve that.
Poor girl. Half the precinct aren't taking a vacation this year because of her. You need to leave town a lot quicker than that if you decide to screw over Mickey C.
This seems like a long shot.
Aren't they all?
Hey, Car 11K, come in.
Car 11 King.
Message from the coroner. The cause of death was a knife wound. Repeat, a knife wound. The revolver appears to have belonged to the victim.
Son of a
KGB all clear.
bitch.
He stabbed her.
I thought you said real men use their fists, not guns.
That guinea cocksucker. You think he got the money too?
Come on, Roy. We're bringing this whole tragedy to its conclusion.
Why'd you kill her, Carlo? You griped with me.
She was collecting the money for you. Mickey made it clear it was either me or you, and I intend to keep on living.
She stole those betting slips. She was running out on me.
And you were gonna let her?
No, I let her collect. I set her up, just like she set me up. Just like my manager set me up. Everyone wanted me to take the dive. Everyone wanted me to take the short money. It's for the best deal.
You were washed up, kid! You couldn't climb, and you were too brave to sink. You were going nowhere!
Maybe, but I had heart. I was a Royal Marine, Carlo. If I lost a fight, it wasn't for lack of trying, and it wasn't for lack of courage. I didn't have much, but I had that.
I did it for you, and that's how you repay me!
You did it for yourself. So did little boy. You did it to make a quick buck, and Candy did it to make her dream come true.
Blah, blah, blah. I've got the money. All I need to do is get rid of you. It's gonna be a shame, kid, but that's business.
We've heard enough, Arcaro. Put down your weapon.
You're making a big mistake. Stay down.
Go, get down. Go, get down.
Find some cover. Let's move.
Come on, Cole. Carlo's
I'm wide open here.
Yeah, I know.
Kill a cop, and it's the electric chair.
You're clear. Go. You're covered, pal.
gotcha. You're covered, Phelps. Where are you? You limey cocksucker.
I'm so glad you can read that. I can't.
Push forward.
Gotcha.
It's time to come out now, Hammond. Put the gun down, Roy.
Down.
That son of a bitch owes me a lot of money.
Catch. The Scania sails from New York, Hammond. Be on the next train and don't ever come back.
Why?
Because I was a Marine, and I once lacked courage. Everyone deserves a second chance. Now beat it.
Fuck you! That English prick is getting away with my money, Phelps!
Donnelly and the homicide squad send their best, Phelps. They're more than pleased that you wrapped up the Edwards killing. They're a little mystified about the motive. You have any ideas on that?
Crime of passion, sir. Looks like some sort of love triangle between the manager, the fighter, and his girlfriend.
No sign of the scrapper?
No, sir. Looks like he left town after the fight.
Okay. It's homicide's problem now. Good work, gentlemen.
You're falling asleep reading small print with the light on.
Mm. 187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Oops, remember.
I guarantee he walks.
What's with that getup of yours, anyway? I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
Seem distracted. We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning striking.
Any available unit, the 44 suspect to be taken into custody at Sunset and Ivar. Unit to handle code 2 identified.
Second floor. Apartment 6. In the back.
Thanks. Mal will be pleased.
Well, that's hardly conclusive, given the number of those things we've come across recently.
The autopsy will confirm it one way or another. Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug?
Hug.
Or can we get on with it?
Relax, Rusty.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Right ahead.
Okay, go to the bathroom first.
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our victim?
May I took a look?
Be my guest. Take a closer look at her head and neck.
The neck is bruised pretty badly. Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
Very unusual ring.
Could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down, and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
Mm-hmm. Now we go investigate in here now.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing? We should speak to her doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster. Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one. Looks like barbiturates.
Get away, jerk.
modeling assignment.
Okay, possible
It's a place to start.
modeling job, black sapphire ring, 2 suspects, men's smoking jackets, sleeping pills.
Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog. This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
Okay, now let me make sure I have the clues that I need. Okay. Possible suicide. Sci-fi ring, 2 suspects, sleeping pills, but business, smoking jacket, and bowling job. Okay, cool. All right, let's talk to her.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson. I'm
You
just
remember
so
they used to come
shocked.
up in school and come on
I feel like
here.
there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie
You
doesn't
remember
have
when I
any
used to
family
go
in
to
town.
school? I used to come home here and
Someone
go
has
on
to
the
set her
computer.
affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact.
Okay, victim's state of mind.
Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Really?
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh-huh, sure you don't.
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pillbox, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star. A princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
Victim's personal life.
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
Oh, I can't prove it, huh?
You thought his phone was fake for you, so it's there.
Who owns the smoking jacket?
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand. That's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking. He seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry, I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Reynoldson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next.
Stoneman's
She wanted
practice
it all.
next.
She wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. The way it's turned out, though, isn't.
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldson. You've been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
I think our work is done here.
Mm-hmm.
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm with Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle the show.
The cop who solved the big case and got
You're behind the wheel.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
My legs just came off.
What came off?
My legs. I can't walk down the stairs.
Oh, God.
I can't walk down the stairs. Robert should be waiting for me.
Who?
Robert.
Robert.
A therapist.
Oh, yeah?
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
God. Somebody shoot me now, please.
Here, Stoneman, office 505.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Ms. Randall?
Fairly at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective?
No.
Do you have access to my patient records?
No, I actually do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your prescriptions contradict you, Doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know. She was jumped up on Benzedrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night. I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine?
It's not illegal, Detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
My eyes, too.
Yeah, we got.
I didn't know
You wrote
bugs.
Julia Randall a prescription
My
for
face
Benzedrine.
is coming
How
off.
can you account for that?
Face is coming off.
I got no face. I got no body.
No body.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
God, somebody kill me now, please.
She said she
Just
needed
shoot
to
me.
control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her
How
pretty
much
well.
drugs are you on?
The line of work. She was
No, I'm all skinny. I got all
That'll be all for
skin
now,
all
Dr.
over me.
We'll be in touch.
Skin. I thought you were a skeleton.
Oh my God.
I thought you were a skeleton.
You want to peel me off? I got all skin on me.
Get skin on you.
Oh, crap. Oh, God, kill me. Kill me, please. Just
You
kill
don't
me.
forget to put the things on the back of my feet.
What?
Don't forget to put the things back on my feet. They came off.
Breathe, breathe. Okay. think she needs to go in a padded cell.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I told
God.
you I was never born.
Oh, really?
Don't
No.
Then how are you here?
You look relieved when you said so.
I don't know. My mom didn't even have me.
You who?
My mom didn't even have me.
Where'd you get you from?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Nothing.
Oh, help. Just help me, please. I can't deal with this anymore. I think I'm not coming back next year. I'm done. I'm staying in Oregon.
You can drive. You're behind the wheel.
Yeah. I'll leave her here. No, you won't. We don't. No, Sarah and Gabby don't want no Looney Tunes in their house.
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out
Neither
the
does Teresa.
patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work.
Yeah, right.
And it's only
Leave you
private
here by
when it
yourself
suits
to
them.
cope.
A couple of
Can you use all
drinks
your
and every
SSI to
doctor
pay
I've
the
met
whole
will spill
mortgage.
Your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Good luck with
Then they'll find your dead body weeks later because she couldn't eat because after paying her the mortgage, she'll have no money to eat. So.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think I'm ready for the funny farm.
No, you're not. You're any more insane than she is. Do you say stuff like that? You don't say your arms fell off and all that. She's wacko. I mean, if a police heard you say that, they'd throw her in a loony bin. They'd put her in a padded cell.
Put her in a straitjacket.
Yeah, right. I'd throw her in a padded cell. Like, oh, who was that one in General Hospital? Used to be BLTs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Weber.
Yeah, what's her name? Weber, yeah, right. Throw her in there with her. Oh, my God. I've seen it all now. Yeah, I know.
Well, hello.
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look? That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you. How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Just for me.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please. Thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? We just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over. You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Nice move, not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Ooh, kiss, 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 kiss. Kiss, 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 kiss. I didn't do anything. Oh, good.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and morphine.
Wow.
Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Shut up, freaking stupid.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Burrow. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
Yeah, sure. Relationship with victim.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled.
Yeah, sure.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Answer the question. This will remain private? Heather won't have to know? Yes. We had relations.
Mm-hmm. All right, informed Mr.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man. Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life. Henry, I don't like when people lie to me. She was seeing a man named Henderson. You know who I'm talking about. Easy on, Detective. I may have heard of Henderson, but I don't know his full name.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's from New York or someplace back
Mm-hmm.
east. That's funny. Julia told her cleaning lady that he lived in San Francisco. Okay, you got me. I don't know where he's from. Julia wanted money. She always wanted money. She thought you could get something from this guy. She was wearing a distinctive engagement ring. You think she might have convinced him to buy it for her? Maybe he did, yeah. Maybe he and Julia were getting serious. Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc? No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something? So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder? If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Mm-hmm.
Heather told us that you were in fashion. That's right.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down one round.
Some kind of traveling salesman? Once I got out of the Corps, I used my... You were in the Marines? Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th. You were in the 6th Marines? Yes. I was a captain. Which company? Various companies. We had a lot of casualties. Which engagements? Okinawa. A couple of other places. That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
He's in that car at the lights.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
You got a pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps.
A car crashed into me, all right? So shut up.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Welcome, second person, to my stream.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
God damn it. Everyone's looking at us, Cole.
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
What are you, a linebacker? That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be. LAPD, the man who just came in here, you bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City tomorrow night.
That's good.
Good.
But this is better.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over. The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Operator, give me dispatch.
What do you do now?
Phelps, badge 1247.
1247. Can I help, Detective?
Messages, please.
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to Hollywood Station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks for your help. You know the way. You can drive.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Really hurts.
Pile in, goddammit! He can't get us all!
You're covered, Phelps.
Throw out the guns.
As soon as he pokes his head out, we'll step on it.
Stay down.
Move, I've got you. You're pretty brave for a dead man. Keep moving.
Stay in cover.
I'm gonna put holes in you, asshole.
Find some cover.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Outstanding warrant, armed robbery.
Robbery.
Knocked over a drugstore
Good
back
job.
there, and it looks like he brought his whole
Yep.
posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now.
No.
We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. I nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I missed his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
Do you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
Okay, back to the police station now.
Can you drive to this one?
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still
Hey,
working with
we
Willie?
need, finger gold cigarette case.
Strong man held down
black
Randall
sapphire
while
ring,
someone administered the morphine.
silver
Someone
pill
with
box
muscle
and pearl
opened up
ring.
LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
We caught up with Mal. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc.
He worked burglaries with a big guy, goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
The guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town. tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar? Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Okay.
Thanks.
Now, let's see. Okay.
Is the cigarette case on there?
First finger gold cigarette case. Yep, there it is.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Okay, the black. Then next is this black sapphire ring. Sapphire ring.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
Okay. Then silver pill box. And pearl ring. Silver pill box.
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
And next is, the last one is pearl ring.
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Arnett is a cad.
Okay, now we go to location, Easton's residence. What the hell is it? Oh, out here.
You can drive.
Missed.
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes. You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
Instrum.
Nice house.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Eastrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
You're not supposed to drink on the job, stupid.
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, Detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eastrom?
Who do you think you are, making heinous accusations in my own home?
Mm-hmm. Let's see, the cigarette case down here.
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker. No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied?
Okay.
My daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night. At least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Were you in the house when the burglary took place?
Good heavens, no. I was at a social function.
Can't wait till Monday night, baby.
And his
Awesome.
lovely wife. I returned home and all of my things were missing.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eastrom. The department will get in touch, let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You've only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother. Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, Mother and Father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out. We're missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiancé you're making scurrilous accusations about.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
What a sock in it, sister. You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it. Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiance really is.
Welcome, sir.
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Stop! LAPD!
Don't kill him, Cole. This guy's our case. Go on,
Put your hands in the air! Give it up, LAPD!
Oh, crap. Ow. That ever hurt.
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wall. How did I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming round, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry? You told Heather you're honeymooning without her? Vacheron Constantine. That's an extremely expensive watch, Henry. A graduation present from my parents. We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork. I'm in the fashion business.
Mm-hmm.
You're lying, Henry. How can you prove that I'm involved, Detective?
Oh, well, let's see.
Because you pawned a Fabergé cigarette case today for $600. A case that is on a list of stolen items.
It was Julia's idea. Get a list of society parties, find out where and when, and then have the guests broke. Julia was desperate for money. No matter how much we made, she always wanted more.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was going to marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was going to create a new gang.
Yeah, sure.
You're lying, Arnett. I think you ordered them to kill her. It was made to look like suicide, and when the coroner saw through that, you knew it was time to run.
I told you I was involved in the burglaries. I had nothing to do with Julia's death. Why would I need to run?
Oh, let's see. I don't know. The train ticket, you know, really.
Have you told Miss Swanson that you're leaving for Mexico City tomorrow night? That it's a one-way ticket?
Henry? Tell me it isn't true.
I had no choice. I wanted to marry Heather. I told Julia I wanted out, and she laughed in my face. I had to pay Willie and Jimmy a fortune to do her, and now I'm completely broke.
What you are, Buster, is under arrest.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Tell me about your first burglary, and don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't keep a list of these things.
Uh-huh. Sure you don't. Uh-huh.
Your first burglary was a Dr. Harold Stoneman. You want to explain how he is involved, or shall I?
Henderson is Stoneman. He was crazy about Julia. She could get him to do whatever she wished. He threw the parties, and we arranged the burglaries. Julia never let him touch her. She just kept him hanging on the promise. Drove the good doctor almost insane.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead.
Good.
Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Okay, back to Stoneman's practice now.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
I should have never told you that.
I should have never told you that. Well, hey, it was a good thing anyway. You tried your best. That's all that matters.
Doctor will give us something to make this all better.
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in. I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
The practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife, or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just Lock me up and throw away the key.
What have I done?
Didn't see that coming.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way. We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
Yep, let's go.
That old boy really fell for that broad.
She was incredibly beautiful.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy. As long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this out of the street.
A harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well?
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
Wait. Cole. You hear that?
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
Oops, wrong one. Up more. There we go. Oops, hello. Up there.
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings. There he is. Wait, the son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Well, you had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
We're being overrun. We have to get off of this hill. That's one of our 50 cal still firing, Cole. The 22nd are still fighting.
It's over, Cole. Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Say goodbye to your friend Hank, Jack.
He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Not a scratch, Kelso.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole! Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Who's the senior officer here?
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Yes, sir.
And your command?
Gone, sir.
Sorry to hear that, son. God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end, and it was one here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Cole Phelps.
Lieutenant Phelps, sir.
I'm recommending you for the Silver Star, and promoting you to First Lieutenant.
Okay, that's where I'll be. Yay, all right. Cool.
Earl, Phelps, a shooting at the 111.
Yeah, we're not ready yet, so.